Hi there, and welcome to Tap Intuit, where each week I have the sincere pleasure of introducing a wellness professional operating in their area of genius. And this week is no different. Angel, thank you for being here.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you. I'm here with Angel Dash. To do her a little bit more justice, I took some notes. So, Angel is a flamekeeper and a sacred brand alchemist who helps soul-led visionaries, thought leaders, heart-centered powerhouses become seen, trusted, and aligned with their true voice. That is no small feat. Thank you for what you do. You're also an international speaker, the creator of a trauma-informed, bold method, and the author of the upcoming book, Serpent and Strategy, The Flamekeeper's Path of Reclamation. Wow. And to top it all off, she's a disabled veteran, and this spiritual entrepreneur is known for turning visibility into ceremony. That is chef's kiss.
We completed a female veteran fashion show last week. Fun and interesting because I've never been in a fashion show before.
I bet. No, that sounds exciting. How did it go?
It went really well. I was trying not to trip over my giant dress. I had a nice blue dress that had a long train to it, and I wanted to feel special and feel like, you know what, I'm hot shit.
Yeah, you are.
As I walked down the red carpet. And of course, it's a little unusual walking down the carpet with a cane. That was a fun experience to have. But I would say that definitely the other veterans that were there, I didn't know they were in the community. And so I connected with a lot of them. And now we've built friendships and now we're growing from there. So it was a wonderful experience for sure. And all of the proceeds went to two amazing charities.
You're very active in the community. Thank you for what you do.
I'm trying to be more, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah, I am. I feel like there's a pull in my heart. For the longest time, I was stuck in my house doing all of the things that I was doing, but in my house. I didn't have community. I had friends, sure. Everybody has friends and they're amazing and I love that, but I felt like there was more that I could do. And so that's actually where the term Flamekeeper came from. I had a vision about that. And now it's a matter of trying to figure out, okay, how can I be more helpful? How can I give back? And of course, willing with, walking with a cane that can be a little bit rough and a little bit harder sometimes because we all have good days and we all have bad days.
Yeah.
So.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so the Flamekeepers, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
That is a container that you've created, correct?
It
For
is.
clients that you're helping?
It is. I guess I call myself the Flamekeeper to start because most people, they don't know what it is. They think, oh, well, you're holding the flame. I'm like, well, yes. In short, yes. How it started, I had a vision and I was talking to my wife. And when I was having this vision, I was in a hallway. And as I was walking down this hallway, it was dark, just pitch black as I'm walking down this hallway. And at the very end of the hallway, there's a silhouette. It's a very feminine silhouette and I'm walking towards it and there's a glow coming from her center. When I get closer to her, I see that she's holding a torch. And quite literally in this vision, she takes the torch and she lights the torch with her flame that's in her heart. And then she passes the torch to me. When she passes that torch, it was like, I'm getting goosebumps as I'm talking about it. When she passed that torch to me, it was like, I don't know if that was my ancestors. I don't know if that was just my spirit guides, but that was in that moment. It was like, okay, I know what I have to do. I don't know what it looks like yet. I don't know how it's going to get there, but I know what I have to do. And it became a slogan. It's with a flame in our hearts and a torch in our hand, we guide and light the way for others. That's what it means to be a Flamekeeper. And so that's what I've embodied, and that's what I try to talk to my clients about. That's what I talk to my friends about. Any other podcast or anywhere I'm at, I talk about it a lot because I think that it's important to always lift people up and guide others when they're in a dark area, in a dark spot.
Absolutely. I agree. And, finding your voice as an entrepreneur is just so hard, especially with the noise, which I would say has amplified 4 times since last year. So finding someone who can help you step into what is your authenticity is such a gift. And can you tell me some ways that you're helping folks do that? When I think of Angel Dash, I think about marketing because that's what drew me to you aesthetically in the very beginning. I don't want to get this part wrong. What are you promoting right now?
What I do, I help guide soul-led visionaries, disruptors, healers, leaders into bringing their vision to life through voice and visuals in a trauma-informed way. I take all of the knowledge that I have with healing, all of the things that I'm still continuously learning.
Right.
And I help them, anybody who is coming to me, take what's stuck in their head that's all mumble jumbled into the yarn ball. That's what I think of whenever I think of it. But the yarn ball, and I take that yarn ball and I will take pieces that is intuitively guided from my spirit guides.
Sure.
And then I put strategy behind it based on my knowledge and my expertise that I have. It's very intuitive based. It's also very strategic, but I take the vision and I turn it into voice and visuals in a trauma-informed way.
If I wanted to hire Angel Dash for marketing, is that a thing that you do now? Or is it more I am coaching and guiding folks and there are products of that creativity?
More of that.
Okay.
If we're talking about the bare bones, branding and websites,
Yes.
that's what I do.
It's not the essence of what you do.
It is not the essence, but when I used to tell people branding and website, their eyes would glaze over. They'd be like, oh, okay, you're one of those. You do that. That's the same thing. And I'm like, no. Nobody can touch what I do. And I'm not trying to be arrogant. I am just very confident in the fact that I can take a jarbled mess of all of these different words and feelings that somebody says, I want somebody to feel this way on my brand. And I can take that and transmute that into a trauma-informed voice and visual guide, essentially. And then we build from there. So then we build your logo, then we build your colors, then we go into your typography, then we go into your website. And that's how we create your copy, which then transmutes into your social media as well. So it's literally an entire package. I call it portals. I talk about portals instead of packages. If somebody is coming into my realm and they want to reach out to me and they're like, hey, I want to work with you, but I don't know where to start. Call a visibility ignition session when you can come and talk to me about, this is where I'm at. And then actually go into everything that they talked about. And then I will transmute everything that we talked about in that 90 minutes into a guide that gives them both the next steps that they can do if they don't want to work with me, all of these little micro steps that they can do to push their brand to the next level. And then at the end, there's obviously, hey, if this is something you would like to do, here are my portals that you can enter as well, and we can continue working together. I've been in business for 10 years, almost more than that now. So over a decade, I have been building websites. I've been doing branding myself. I've been doing that for all of the different businesses that I have had. And that has always been a passion of mine. As I came to this business, and before we changed the name to Angel Dash Branding Co., it was actually All Things Nerdy Creative Solutions. Before the rebranding, my company was All Things Nerdy Creative Solutions. And so it was, in short, it was ATN Creative Solutions. The ATN actually came from my best friend who passed away in 2021 to an autoimmune disease. Yeah. She was my soul sister. And I'm already starting to get choked up. Every time that I talk about her, every time that she's come up in my life, which I do talk about her a lot because of how monumental her part in my life was. She was in my life for 4 years, and that felt like forever. So prior to changing the name, it was ATN Creative Solutions, which she helped me to come to. And then as I was going through my shifts, working through grief, going through my healing journeys and so forth, I had a call with a good friend of mine. Her name is Diana, and she asked me to help her with her vision, and I did. One of the things she asked me to do is actually to go on a call with her and go on a journey to experience from the client's side what she does. Wow. And I was like, okay, that sounds amazing. I'd love to do that. We do this journey, and on this journey, she's telling me that I have creative blocks. She is an amazing shaman, by the way. She's telling me I have some blocks in my life and that it's time for me to be bold. It's time for me to stop hiding. And I was like, I'm not hiding. I'm 6 foot tall. Like, what do you mean? I'm not hiding. And so I was like, all right, well, let me just go to the bare bones and figure out where I need to move things around and what needs to happen. After looking at everything, that's when I started trying to figure out how things were going to manifest in this new way. And as I'm drawing and I'm seeing things, the logo that you see now is Angel Dash Branding Co. And in the middle is a image, or technically it's an icon of my cane with the snake and a skull with flowers around it. The flowers are actually stargazer lilies, which were my soul sisters and friends' favorite flower. And mine, funny enough. And also, when you're looking at it, if I'm saying this correctly, I believe it's the rod of Asclepius, which is the icon for medical. Yeah. And I was a line medic in the military. So as I was drawing this with my cane, not thinking about the rod of Asclepius, right? I'm like, cool, this looks really cool. And then I take a step back and I see that there's the medical like icon in it. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And so I just start crying. And I was like, I guess this means I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be.
I think it's beautiful evolution, for sure. Right now, folks that are working with you, they're doing so in community, as you said. And you had described it as being around a fire with friends, which is so cozy. So could you say more about that, please?
Yeah, so this also evolved, funny enough. The beginning of this year, I started this networking event. I had this vision of, okay, I'm going to bring healers together because my wife, she's a healer. She's a licensed therapist, and she didn't have a community. And that's what prompted this. I wanted her to have a community of people that she could talk to, that she could go back and forth with and figure out, hey, I've got this client and I need some help with this and I need some guidance on this, and just have support in that. And then after talking to a few of my clients, they also didn't have support. And so now I'm like, okay, well, let's do a networking event. I created one and I called it the Bold Expansion Healers Collective. So cool. Very long-winded BEHC for short. But as it evolved, I realized that it wasn't the networking that I wanted. I didn't want people to focus so much as the networking. I wanted them to focus on community, because when you are with the community, the networking comes naturally, right? Yeah. You're going to naturally gravitate towards people that you love and adore and want to see succeed. And so you're going to naturally gravitate towards them. I changed it all up and I asked everyone in the group, I'm like, okay, I don't like this name no more. So what do you think about this one? And Flamekeeper Circle is what transpired. And so now we're doing that. It's a free group for anybody to join. We have monthly virtual events, and I say virtual only because we have a couple right now that are in different areas of the United States, and I'm actually trying to get a few others. A good friend of mine who's in Australia, I'm trying to get her to join as well, to come and just pop in and talk about her successes that she's had and help anyone. Just kind of connect.
It's a big responsibility to hold that container.
Thank you
for doing it. Yeah.
Thank you.
And so let's talk a little bit, if you're up for it, about your most recent speaking. I was going to say adventures, but that's not appropriate, but it feels like
it is adventure. I love adventures. I'm all for it. So the most recent one that I was on was Shifting Gears, and it was a friend of mine. Her name is Dana S. Diaz, and this was her TV show that she's debuted, and it's going to be aired on Roku. And so she asked me, she was really timid about it at first, and so she comes to me and she's like, I have a question to ask you. And I was like, what's up? What's up? I'm just nonchalant because that's just who I am. And she's like, I would love it if you would be my first guest. And I was like, okay, sounds great. I'd love to. I don't know what we're doing. I'm all for it, whatever that looks like, because I'm about supporting others. I want to see others succeed. So if this is going to help move them forward as well, then I would love to share my message. I would love to share what I do, but I want to help get you to that next point by promoting this as well. Yeah. So on the show, we talked about fear to Flamekeeper is what the title of the show is called. And I had a lot of fear around being visible. I had a lot of fear around being seen. Ever since I was little, we had to have our hands in our pockets when we walked into anywhere. We couldn't touch anything. We couldn't look at anything. It was more of a, you're better seen than heard kind of thing. Because we were already tall, big kids, it was very easy for us to bump into things, and sometimes things broke. And when they broke, we would get reprimanded. We would have issues. There were things that come up with that. So that was a big trauma trigger that I had when I was growing up. And then all of the other things that kind of transpired from there. I talk a lot about it actually in my upcoming book. I'm excited to share that early next year. But the biggest part that I've had throughout my life, everyone is always telling me I'm too much. Everyone has always been telling me, you're too loud, you're too bossy, you're too this. And when you're a kid, you don't know any better. You don't know that you're supposed to not worry about that because you're still being formed. You're still being shaped into what the world is going to see, right? Yeah. And it took me a long time to be able to take a breath, take a step back, and be like, well, damn it, I'm here, Yeah. And with the passing of T, who was my soul sister, in 2021, I guarded a lot of my grief, experienced it. It made my whole world crashed, but I don't think I let all of it out. And then this year in October, we lost my soul dog. Oh. She had been with me for 11 years and had been through all of the things, all of the downs, that being that anchor that I could hold on to.
I get it.
Yeah. And it's hard to cherish that. And we even talk about now, the house feels empty. We have 5 animals in our house and they are rambunctious and crazy and it still energetically feels empty. And with her passing, this whole year has been a motto for me. I've used this motto throughout this year. Do it scared. Because what I'm talking about, the things that I have been through, and there's a lot, like everyone, but the things that I choose to share in the moments that I do, because I'm intuitively called to it, could help someone else. Yes. It could connect with someone else and they could go, oh, okay. I appreciate you saying that. And so the other thing that we talked about while we were on shifting gears was rest is non-negotiable. Yeah. Rest is non-negotiable because if you don't take time to rest, if you don't take time for your body and listen to your body's going to make time for you and you're not going to have a choice. And I've learned that over and over again. Trust me, there's been so many times where I'm just like, I don't want to, I'm going to keep pushing, I'm going to go. And then the next day I'm like, I guess I'm sitting on the couch today. Yeah. So yeah, rest is non-negotiable. Always listen to your body because it's the only one that you get. And as long as you're taking care of it, then it'll take care of you.
I agree. And it's no easy thing when you're so determined to just sit down sometimes.
Nope. Yeah. It's really hard for me to do. You can ask both of my partners. I am so stubborn and I am very much like, no, I can do it. I got it. And they're like, if you don't sit your tail down. And I'm like, okay, well, what should I do? Okay. It's a challenge, but it's one that we welcome sometimes.
Let's take it back to where you are applying efforts right now. Are you on the winter arc where you're going to start building, or?
Because I'm also very spiritual, I am of the mindset of releasing right now. A lot of people are like, oh, the new year, that's when I'm going to build something new. I like to do the opposite where I'm just a little bit more ahead. I like to release in Q4. In the fall time. That's when I try to really, okay, let's look at everything that we have. What's serving, what's not? What's working, what's not? What is helping the community? What's helping me? What do I feel good about when I look at these things? Right now, we're probably going to be migrating the Flamekeeper circle to virtual in the winter time because I don't like driving in the snow.
Sure.
And then as we kind of go throughout, we were talking about doing not necessarily monthly in person, but we were talking about doing almost quarterly and going to dinner.
Yeah, that's great.
Just to kind of connect with everyone that's around. If there's more people that are in the Springs that have joined, we want to welcome everyone. We want to bring everybody together, and it's just about connecting. So that's where we're at with our Flamekeeper Circle. We have a lot more speaking engagements that are happening on our roster as well. And what else are we doing? Oh, and we are looking at possibly doing retreats at some point.
Very cool.
So that will be fun. We're doing a lot of the logistic planning right now, but I'm doing it very light because I don't want to stress myself
Sure.
out.
That's an undertaking.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The reason why the retreats came up is the Flamekeeper Circle. All of the healers that I've ever been in contact with, ever that are my friends, which I have quite a few. I have a wonderful community of friends that are all healers in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
And I'm so honored. I'm so honored to have that. Makes my heart just so warm and full.
Yeah.
But I noticed the community, not having community to share with others. Healers, you're always giving out.
Sure.
I'm a healer in a different way, right? So we're always giving out to everyone. Mm-hmm. We're not always focusing on what's filling our cup. And right. So that's the focus that I want to have for the retreats. I want them to be abroad because everybody sees everything here in the US. Unless I find something that I haven't seen that looks magical. Looking at possibly Bali, that was one of the places we were looking at. And I think we were looking also at Vietnam was another place as well because it was gorgeous there. I wanted this to be so cup filling.
Yes. And intentional.
Healers and intentional. Because this isn't a, hey, if you want to work with, I'm not doing coaching. I'm not coaching during this. I'm going to have the intentional time and to help fill cups. That's my purpose in this. Those are the big ones that are coming up.
Being willing to take that on and plan it is a huge gift. Yeah. Speaking from somebody who does not like to schedule. So thank you for what you're doing. That's huge. Yeah. And I love that you brought in fourth quarter, that you take a look at what's working and releasing. And I just love that also your book is releasing. Yeah. Obviously, that had to be such a huge amount of effort. Are you planning any upcoming book signings in January, February? Have we gotten there yet?
I haven't gotten there yet. We are on track to be published January, February.
Cool.
Book signings, I didn't even think about it, to be honest.
Yeah?
No,
okay.
I didn't even think
about it. We'll have
it
here. Don't worry.
Okay, all right. Sounds wonderful. I love the book itself is broken down into 3 pieces.
Okay.
So we have the shadow, the unseen. We have the shedding. So we have the shadow, the shedding, and the rising. The shadow is talking about things that I have gone through that I felt alone, the breaks in my armor, if you will. And then the shedding is getting rid of all of the old stigmas, all of the old things that people would say, well, you're this, you're that. And I'm like, no, I'm Angel. Like, this is me. And if you want it, I'd love it. I'd love for you to be in my group. I'd love for you to be in my circle. But if you don't, that's okay. Yeah. The thing that I tell people all the time, and I love this quote, I heard it once and now I'm like, this is my quote. I adopt it. The quote was, you're not everybody's cup of tea. You're gasoline. It's time to burn. Light it on fire. So with the book itself, I'm bringing into all the different aspects of my life. I'm talking about the teaching moments. I'm talking about the things that I've been through from parentified eldest daughter to my essay that happened when I was younger to another one that happened at a later time to all of the things that have happened in my life, right? And the difference that I find a lot of the time is that you're not afraid of visibility. You're afraid of exposure. You're afraid of the perception that somebody will have of you. It's not a matter of you standing out in front of somebody and saying, I'm here, I'm seen. Well, anybody can do that. And that's amazing. And that's wonderful. And that is a big step if you're not used to that. But if you go a step further, it's exposure. It's the perception of others on you. How will they perceive me? How will they think of me? What are they going to do? How are they going to take what I am and share with others? Are they going to say it right? Are they going to say it wrong? That's what people are afraid of. And I want people to understand that you don't have to be afraid of that. You don't have to be afraid of that to be who you are. My wife and I, we were watching, it's called Under the Tuscan Sun. I've never seen it before, ever. And so she shows me Under the Tuscan Sun, and we're watching this movie, and the main character, she goes to Tuscany because of her breakup, and she's like, well, I'm just going to explore, it's fine. And then she buys the house, right? If you haven't seen it, I'm so sorry. Totally ruined it, my bad. But one of the characters that I admire, and that's who I aspire to be, is Catherine. Catherine is this just joyous, full of life,
Yeah.
just I don't care about anything, what anybody says, what anybody does. This is just me. I like hats and ice cream. Well, why do you like hats and ice cream? Because I do.
Yeah.
That's how I want to live life now. I want to live life like that.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
So.
Free and authentic.
Yep.
And I think you are doing that.
Thank you.
Sincerely. I'm sure that the very real human part of you battles with it, but
Yeah.
you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So are you, badass.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
It takes a village, right?
It does.
And I'm so grateful for your example. I love seeing you in the community and the things that you're doing in the veteran space and the commercial space and the speaking space. I'm tired
Yeah.
of you.
I'm tired a lot.
In the best way, because people are recognizing and seeing that having your voice at the table is valuable, and I'm so grateful for that.
Thank you. That means a lot to me.
Yeah.
I just want to stand as a pillar of light, if you will, a flame, more or less, a flame, but not because I want people to see me.
Right.
The reason why I want to be recognized as the flame is because I want people to know that they have a safe place that they can come to. And I'm very protective of what's in my space. I'm very inclusive. And if I say something wrong, I am not afraid to ask for somebody to say, hey, did I say that right? Please correct me if I'm wrong. If you do it respectfully, I would much rather prefer the respectfulness about that. But
Yeah.
I understand that if I said it wrong, then correct me so that I don't mess it up again. But I want to be a safe place for others. It all started actually with my youngest sibling. My youngest sibling struggled with their identity for a while. And to this day, our parents still recognize their dead name and still don't quite listen to the gender that they are identifying as for that day. They said non-binary. That's what we had this conversation, and I'm like, teach me what that means.
Sure.
Because I don't know what that means. I know that I go by she, her, but what do you go by? And they're like, I don't know. It just depends. It depends on the day. If I'm presenting more as female, then I'm going to go by she, her. If I'm presenting more as male that day, I'm going to go by he, him. But it's just mostly they, them. And I'm like, cool. I'm probably going to screw it up. I'm going to say it until I get it right, and I'm going to screw it up. But my point is that I have corrected our parents. I have made sure that I am a safe place for them. And that's what I want for everyone. If somebody comes to me on the street and they're having a hard time because of an inclusivity and they're like, my family, my friends, I don't know what to do. I'm like, okay, this is big sis talking. That's how I call it. This is big sis, and big sis is here to make sure that you feel safe and to provide you resources and to see if there's anything within the community that we can find in our communities and help people out, because love and kindness goes a long way.
Humanity. People have lost sight of it.
Yes.
And you bring up excellent points. I want always for folks to know that they have a voice here and that all voices are welcome. And so thank you for saying that. It's very important to me.
Yeah.
And I want our community to know the very real, authentic folks who are behind the waves of change that are coming, and positively so, I think.
Yeah.
And so with the waves of change and being able to make a large impact, I mean, international speaker, that just continues to stick out to me. And it's really cool. And I know with the book that's going to take you into new audiences' hands, which is exciting. Do you have a favorite client story? I know that there's so many, I'm sure, that you'd be willing to share.
That's a very good question. There are so many stories from clients, from people saying that I'm an inspiration, and it's heartwarming. I'm getting old. I'm starting to get teary-eyed. I'm honored that a lot of people find inspiration in things that I say, that I do, and I want to lead by example in the best way. And what the best way is, I have no idea. I have no clue what the best way is. I know that the best way for me is to continue to be love and light. Now, let me also preface with, I'm not all love and light. There's some, careful, there's a little bit, some thorns. We call it thorns, I guess. But duality, yes, shadow and light. I am all about the duality of life because you can't have one without the other.
You sure can't. Try as we might.
And you try as you might.
Mm-hmm.
You can't have light without darkness. And in order to move forward, in order to continue to help others and continue to be a voice for others, I have to be able to sit in the shadows. I have to be able to talk to friends and people in my community and clients about the hardest things that they've ever had to experience in their life to be able to bring to light what they want in the message that's supposed to come through.
Yeah.
And I do that a lot through intuition. I do that a lot through my own tarot pulls. I don't do readings for people specifically. Sure. It's more for me than anything, but I do that prior to client calls. I will pull cards to kind of gauge, okay, where do I need to focus my energy? Because I'm neurospicy, so one minute I can be, oh my God, I'm so excited. Let me tell you about this thing. I'm so excited. We got to do this. But that may not be what they're trying to focus on. Sure. So I'm okay. This is a way to help my neurospicy brain kind of hone in on the place that needs to be called forward. As long as you're taking care of yourself, as long as you are finding safety among your friends and family that you care about, as long as you even take one step forward in the day. Mm-hmm. I mean, hell, if that even looks like you just getting out of bed and that's all you do for the day, guess what? I'm so damn proud of you. I am so proud of you for getting out of bed. Because I know how hard it is. I have had those hard days, like many other people.
It's huge to have folks that are willing to help you step out of your comfort zone and into community.
Yeah.
And to say, hey, we don't have to do it that way this time. I'm going to take it back to what you said about basically preparing for a client. But I think preparation in general, the mindfulness around showing up, you said, for the way that you want to and to approach the chief complaint, if you will, instead of, ooh, but if we look over here, guilty, I get it. I think that those preparations are taking care of yourself, you say, and taking the moment to center yourself, taking that time to check in about, let's be mindful. It's huge. Thank you for doing that.
That just brought something up for me that I'm called to bring forward and tell you.
Please do.
So one of the ways that I take care of myself, more so now than I used to, is I have younger me who wasn't taken care of, as well emotionally as well as she should have. And so in those times where I am preparing for a big client call, or I'm preparing for a big speaking event, or I'm preparing to my energy for whatever that may be, I meditate. I try to ground myself. I try to not have big emotions of anger or negative emotions that may come through. And so I come into this room. This is all in my head, but I come into this room, and little me is sitting on the bed. She's real excited about whatever's happening, whether that's the speaking, whether that's whatever's happening. She's real excited. She's jumping on the bed. And I'm coming in and I'm like, okay, let's talk about what's happening. Okay, you're really excited, and I'm so happy that you're excited, okay? We have to focus on certain things in this next spot. So what do you want to bring up? What do you want to talk about? Because I feel like having those conversations with your younger self, with your teenage self, with your shadow self, whatever version of you that you call forward or that you want to call forward, that is going to be important to acknowledge too, because that's what's also going to take you to your next level. That's what's going to take you, your family, your friends, even having a conversation with you. I already knew mentally, I want to talk to my friend. Yeah. That's what was coming through for me. That's what Little Angel was most excited about. She's like, oh, I get to see Ravyn. I'm so excited. I haven't seen her in a bit. I'm excited to see my friend Ravyn. Yeah. And that's what I was focusing on. And I think as long as you take that into consideration, acknowledging what you're excited about, honoring the points that maybe come up that you're like, okay, I need to talk about these things, doing it scared, rest is non-negotiable. All of those things, those are very important things to consider in your life, whether that's in business or personal.
Agreed. Oh, it's huge. Thank you for sharing that with us.
She was really excited. She's like, I want to share this. I'm like, all right, here we go. We're going. We're going. So
thank you for honoring that. I think it is so important, and it reminds me of IFS, Integrated Family Systems, and parts work. This just 2 days ago, I was told about family constellation systems, and you're kind of describing a similar approach, but I even like that you are creating a whole room and integrating it into your meditative practice. I feel like there's something juicy about that. Yeah, I love it. And energetically, one of the things, if I may, that I believe is that those little miniature trauma moments, we really do have energy stuck in time, right? That we could gather back towards ourselves and repurpose. And if you look at our little light that we are supposed to, let it shine.
Yeah, don't let it shine too bright. Guess what?
Right.
I'm here to set the whole thing on fire. Let's go.
And I think every time you sit with little angel, though, you're releasing the light that's stuck there and allowing it just to amplify. And I think that's beautiful.
Previously, I talked about the visibility wound, and I talked about the exposure wound or exposure. Most people they're not afraid of being seen specifically. They're afraid of being perceived. I had to sit with this when I first heard about it, when I first figured out, oh, I'm not afraid to be seen, because I'll walk out the door and hold my head high, all 6 feet of me, ready to do whatever I need to do. I've done that ever since I can remember. But I also remember that doing that was also a form of armor for me. Now it's not so much an armor. Now it's just like, this is me. I'm Angel. I'm happy to be here, and this is what I am. When it came to understanding that there was a difference between visibility wounds and exposure wounds, the visibility was anybody can stand there, anybody can talk, anybody can have the same opportunities that I have. I mean, that might be loosely stated.
Sure.
But when it comes to exposure, goes deeper than just surface level. Exposure comes from trauma. Exposure comes from all of the different walks of life that we have, all of the different cracks in our armor that we have experienced. And that is what we're afraid of. That's the root of it. And when you finally take a moment to be like, okay, why would I, case in point, a little bit of me real quick.
Yeah.
With exposure, why would somebody come see me to do their branding website and all the visuals, right? Why would somebody come see me? Because what I do is different. I founded the BOLD method. The BOLD method stands for build your foundation, own your light, light up your presence, deliver with impact. That's the BOLD method. And we do that step by step. The exposure wound is embedded throughout all of that. Because if you think about, okay, well, the foundation itself, well, what are you struggling with? When I say, well, we're going to do this, where do you feel that in your body? Well, I feel some tension in my shoulders. I don't know if that's okay. Well, then we're going to take a minute and maybe kind of regroup and figure out how we can make this better for you. So I don't just say, hey, you know what? You give me pictures and colors and all of this, and I'm going to, here you go. You told me to draw an elephant. I gave you an elephant.
Right.
I don't know why elephant, but that might be significant for somebody. But I give you an elephant, right? It's about listening to what they feel. Yeah. It's about listening to the feelings that they have along with their clients, along with the things that they are struggling to bring forward. Because a lot of the people that come to me too, they also have an exposure wound.
Yeah.
They don't,
I could see that.
It's not just that I don't want to be seen. It's I'm afraid to be seen because I don't know how I'm going to be perceived.
Yeah.
Well, we only live once. You could probably technically you have multiple lives. And energetically, spiritually, I know this. Multiple lives. But right now in this current 3D realm, you have one life, you have one body. Make it count. Stop being afraid to step forward because, well, I don't know what they're thinking. Well, you're projecting your thoughts of what they're thinking.
Yeah.
So if you say, if I walk out and I'm looking at you, right? You see me and I'm walking with my cane.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, oh my God, she's going to think that she shouldn't be walking with the cane. Meanwhile, you could be thinking what? As I'm walking out the door, what do you think? You see me.
I'm probably looking at your glasses firstly.
Right.
Your necklace. Yeah.
So you're admiring my glasses. You're admiring
Yeah.
my necklace, right?
Yeah.
I'm having the negative thought of she's thinking that I shouldn't have a cane because I'm 35 years old. I shouldn't be walking with one.
I probably
So-
would think it was an aesthetic gesture.
Right. A lot of people do. But it's
Yeah.
not. It's to help
Right.
make it so they don't fall on my face. But
Yeah,
it's okay.
I'm so grateful you have support. Yes.
It is very much my
And it is
support.
very nice. Yeah.
So it's the projection that I'm projecting onto you of how I think you think I am. The thoughts that I have are the projected perception of what I think you're doing for me, right? Or what I think you're thinking of me. Has nothing to do with me at all. You could
Right.
be thinking, man, I like those little things on our glasses. Those look really cool. I made them. It was great. It was with
Yeah.
my wife for a date. So, so like all of these things come together to form one thing. It's time to be bold. It's time to be you. It's time to step out there and show the world your light because it is so bright, my dear. It is so bright and it needs to be seen. It does.
I so agree. And I'm grateful that you have the ability. And when I say ability, I'm not talking about technical skills. I'm talking about interpersonal and EQ skills to be able to have somebody come, especially if they're neurodivergent or neurospicy, and want to talk about unicorns and purple and be able to maybe guide them into what do you really want? What do you think? What do you want to see? Because I think that we're so used to settling for even the aesthetic that is palatable, and then we don't even really know what is palatable, and then we get together and we talk about it and we recognize the more unique and authentic, the better. Thank you for bringing that out of folks. It is so important.
Thank you. That means a lot.
Definitely.
One step at a time.
Oh,
I also wanted to mention that we do have a releasing ceremony that's coming up. So I'm going to talk to you about that now.
great.
On December 14th, we are doing a releasing ceremony of sorts for the local community here. All of the proceeds are going to be going towards Dog Heaven. If you're not familiar with Dog Heaven, they are a wonderful charity and sanctuary for just giving animals a second chance. They're just so heartwarming. I've been there multiple times and I love the area and love all the animals that come out and greet me. It's so great. But if anybody would like to join, all of the proceeds from the tickets will go towards the sanctuary that will be happening on the 14th of December.
Very cool.
Yeah, really excited about that.
Angel, I'm really excited about your book. I'm excited that you came on today and that you offered us some insight into your world and into what you're stewarding on behalf of the community. And I'm just grateful that you're here.
I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad that you're my friend. I'm honored that you're my friend, for sure. And I'm glad that we met a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
Just a couple of months ago, and I still feel like you are a close friend of mine, and I'm always seeing all of the cool things, good things that you're doing, and I'm like, oh, I gotta cheer her on. So
Thank you.
I'm always cheering you on.
And you too. Thank you so much. We'll have you back next year to talk about your book and what's
Okay.
going on. So, until then, make sure that you check out all that Angel has to offer down below. We'll link all of the goodies and ways to get in contact and take advantage of the services and to join her free community and check it out and see what they're up to. And until next time, Angel, take good care.
You
And
too.
We'll see you then.
Yes, thank you.